Good afternoon, I'm Jess De Los Santos. This is One News Now. Senators were thrown off guard when Congressmen recalled the second reading of a House bill granting ABS-CBN a provisional franchise to operate. Let's get the rest of the story from Mean Los Baños. She's on the other line. Mean, so how did senators approach the issue of the Kapamilya Network's franchise renewal bid?
Jess, you're right. Right on the get-go, lawmakers from the upper chamber couldn't decide whether or not it's worth it to tackle the granting of provisional franchise to ABS-CBN. Some senators think it's too early to do so since the bill granting franchise to the network has yet to be transmitted to the chamber. Senator Francis Tolentino believes Senate should wait for the House of Representatives to send the franchise bill to the upper chamber. But Senators Drilon, Zubiri, and Angara insisted that nothing should stop them from discussing the issue as long as they hold back on releasing a committee report before receiving the House version of the bill. Former Senate President Juan Ponce Enrile was invited to take part in the discussion. He said he's on the fence about granting ABS-CBN a provisional franchise since he can't see any compelling reason to hold back on giving the network a 25-year-old permanent franchise instead. To this, Senator Ping Lacson asked if the upper chamber can amend the House bill to make it into a permanent license rather than a temporary one. Enrile said yes, as long as the lower chamber transmits the bill to the Senate, senators have all the power to tweak it as they see fit. But if both chambers cannot agree on a compromise, lawmakers will have to iron out their differences at the BICAM. But former Chief Justice Renato Puno clarified that it is within the powers of the Congress to just grant a company like ABS-CBN provisional authority to operate. Meanwhile, just ABS-CBN President Carlo Catigbac said the TV network is now suffering huge losses due to the shuttering of their free TV and radio operations. He said the network will have to start laying off workers come August if they're not back on air soon. But Catigbac said the company will be happy to receive provisional authority to operate until October this year, even though their end goal is to get a 25-year permanent franchise. Jess?
Okay, man, let's focus first on the session in the Senate here. What's the point na maggagawa sila or pag-uusapan nila yung franchise renewal bid ng ABS-CBN if hindi naman nila, or at least mag-hold back pa sila for now ng pagsasubmit ng committee report?
Kaya matagal yun, parang 2 oras yata, Jess, yung debate nila dyan, kung tama bang naghihiring sila ngayon o hindi. Pero ang katwiran na lang ng mga senador, partikular ni Senator Wen Gatchalian na siyang naunguna sa pagdinig ngayon, una nga, hindi siya maglalabas ng committee report. Pangalawa, itatackle na nila yung mga possible issues daw na lumabas din, oras naman na iakyat na sa kanila ng Kamara yung version nila ng kanilang franchise bill. So kumbaga, inuunahan lang ng Senate para malesen na daw yung dami ng tanong. But, Jess, after this hearing, ang sinasabi ni Senator Win, oras na iakyat sa kanila ng Kamara itong bill nila para dito sa pagbigay ng provisional franchise sa ABS. Magkakaroon ulit ng isa pang hearing, which is next week. Wala pa nga lang exact date kung kailan, Jess.
Okay, at the same time, napag-usapan ba sa session kanina yung mga labor issues na ibinabato sa Kapamilya Network?
Oo, napag-usapan. Si Senator Risa Ontiveros ang naglabas niyan nitong issue na ito. Una dahil nga sinabi na ng ABS na in 3 months kapag hindi sila nag-back into operation, posible na magkaroon ng retrenchment. So ang tanong ni Senator Risa sa kanila, naku, paano nyo pa masisiguro na mapapangalagaan nyo yung inyong mga empleyado kung meron na palang posibilidad ng retrenchment? Ang sabi ng ABS-CBN, mahirap itong pag-usapan sa ngayon lalo't hindi nga sila kumikita at wala sila sa ere. Pero sabi ni Senator Ontiveros, Chess, dapat maglagay ng worker provision sa prangkisa na ibibigay sa ABS-CBN. Dapat masiguro daw na matutukan din ang issue gaya na lang nung lagpas sa haba ng oras sa pagtatrabaho at yung mga talent na matagal lang nagtatrabaho pero nanatiling program-based ang estado sa network. Sabi ni Senator Risa, napapanahon na raw na sagutin ng ABS-CBN ang labor issues na matagal lang pinupukol sa kanila. Jess?
Alright, thank you for those updates. Mean Los Baños. Here are other stories we're keeping our eyes on. The Health Department has allocated 18 million pesos for the clinical trials of anti-flu medication Avigan on coronavirus patients. President Duterte says the government has identified 3 sites for these trials that will be participated by up to 100 patients. Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte Carpio warns quarantine violators to prepare their last will and testament and 2 million pesos for their medical expenses if they get infected with COVID-19. The local chief executive expressed disappointment over reports that Davao residents who are not essential workers went out on the first day of GCQ in the city. She said that a mass grave is ready in case COVID fatalities pile up. And the Philippine Embassy in Canada reports that 225 Filipinos have tested positive for COVID-19 in Calgary. So far, 89 of them have already recovered. In Toronto, 22 Filipinos contracted the SARS-like disease. 6 of them have gotten better, while 1 person has succumbed to the virus. For more updates, follow News 5, the Philippine Star and Business World Online. I'm Jess De Los Santos. We are One News.